Well, it's an interesting thing happened this spring. Actually, a little bit over the winter. Makenzie, my granddaughter, who was 15, she was in grade 9, and she wasn't doing well in a few subjects. One of them being science. And even though I did very poor in a lot of my subjects, science was my best. Anyway, the thing about me was I never was taught how I learned. So Makenzie, of course, was blaming the teacher. The teacher didn't know how to teach, and you know, they just stood up at the front of the class and you never knew what they were saying. And I, Makenzie, listen, okay. Now first of all, let's get figured out how to get standing in your power. And you can't be in your power if you're going to be a victim and blame other people for your problems in life. And so, so let's forget about the teacher. Now let's find out what kind of power you have to study and learn and to know this stuff, no matter if the teacher teaches you or not. So anyway, I did a little bit of my work on her so that she would know how to get into where I am a little bit and hold it, so that she's this powerful little girl, rather than people having power over her in whatever situation. And I said, listen, you're going to have to do this because you're synchronized swimming, you're going to have the coaches, and you're going to have other teachers, and you're going to have bosses, and all of those kind of things. And it's going to be the same pattern, because that's how we know how what's going on in our lives is the patterns. That's the nervous system, and nervous system runs on patterns. They keep repeating unless we know how to change them. So that's what was going on with her. And I started to teach her how she learns. And lo and behold, the first one in our, on our side of the family, she ends up getting honors and passes grade 9 with honors. And she was so ecstatic and so excited. So she lives on Prince Edward Island. That's the east coast of Canada. I live in Vancouver, which is the very west coast of Canada. And I called her up one day and I said, Makenzie, I got a surprise for you. It's a gift for you doing everything you could possibly to be this powerful little girl that you really are. So I got a gift. So what is it, Grampy? Well, not telling you. Here's all you got to know. Is I'm going to be in Toronto in 2 weeks. And I want you to fly to Toronto and meet me there, and then I'll tell you what it is. Well, where are we going? Not telling you. Well, is it north, south, east, or west? Not telling you. Anyway, never did find out. She flies to Toronto. Her mother sends her to Toronto on a plane, and I meet her at the airport. And she comes in, and I say, okay, Makenzie, you ready? She said, well, Grant, like, where are we going? I said, well, are you sure you want to hear? Yeah, okay, you ready? Give me your camera. I want to take a picture of you when I say this. I said, we're going to New York to see Lion King. And the eyes were like, wow. We get on the plane and here we are talking, and I said, now Makenzie, this is not a freebie. This is for you to know that if you work hard and do your best, use all of your talent, whether it's this little bit or this much, but do your best at everything, because that's what Grampy did, and that's how Grampy got successful. And then I started showing her all the way as we're talking, you know, how to change this and how to do that and how the nervous system worked and everything. And we get off the plane and we head down to Times Square, and we're all looking all over the place and showing her all these things in Times Square, and she's like, wow, I saw this in the video and I saw this in the movie, in the picture, and then we go, of course, shopping. So away we go. And we go to her Abercrombie and Finch, or whatever it's called, and Holsters. And anyway, we went to the Finch first, and she got all this stuff, and then we go to Holster. I said, Makenzie, you got 20 minutes. That's it. You go in, we are leaving here into there for 20 minutes, and that's all you got. You got to be standing back out here with all your shopping done in 20 minutes. So that's what she did. We didn't scurrying around looking, grabbing this, grabbing that, and everything, and away we go. And then we come back out, and I said, Makenzie, away we go. We're heading to the Lion King, and my goodness, we're in the second row in Lion King, and you should have seen her eyes. You should have seen the excitement in her as she watched all these animals coming down the aisle and both sides and all over, and oh, it was just magical. And then the next morning it was like, okay, I want a picture of the Empire State Building. So I didn't know where we were, what time, whenever. So I go and I say, listen, Yeah, we want to go to see the Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty. And he said, well, how much time do you have? I said, well, we have a flight at 1 o'clock. He said, hey man, like it's impossible. You cannot do something like that. It's going to take you 6 hours. You got 2, okay? So anyway, so we got a taxi that knew this back way into a place where we could actually take a picture of Makenzie and I standing there with the Statue of Liberty in the background. And then we get on the taxi and out to the airport. So this all happened. We were there a total of 26 hours. This all happened. And Mackenzie's still talking about it. So I said to her, I was talking to her this morning, I said, so Makenzie, on a scale of 1 to 100, how would you rate your summer? Oh, about 70. I said, but I got to tell you, Grampy, that the trip to New York was 10,000. That's how much she enjoyed it. And what was neat was I got to show her how to be stronger in her I am and what that felt like and what that was really like to get the most vibrant, exciting, powerful things in life to happen for us and to be able to manifest that. And it's wonderful to see that on a 15-year-old. So there you have it. My trip to New York with my favorite granddaughter.